Hello, I'm Christian De Matteo, and welcome to The Art Will Not Be Changing. Figured do an old man voice today, or someone with tuberculosis. I don't know what it was, but I know that's the only reason you watch the show. You guys tune in, you see what the intro is going to be, and you're out. And that's fine, because that's the only reason I'm doing it. Welcome to the Fugitive Poems Show. I am your host, Christian De Matteo, co-founder of Fugitive Poems, representing today. And we have I always say we've got a great show for you. We have a shitty, awful show for you today. You're going to be depressed. It's going to lead you to the depths of personal degradation. No, we got a great show, as always, because why would I come with anything less than amazing? And we've got one of my favorite people in the world today, and someone who I feel will be joining those ranks shortly. So this show airs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursdays, Eastern Standard Time. I can't do the math for the rest of you. And during that time, anything you order from fugitivepoems.com will come with the Fugitive Poems sticker. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. It's pretty amazing. And a parental advisory explicit content for you to put on your forehead or your mouth as is appropriate, or anywhere else you want. We had a con this weekend in White Plains, New York, on Discovered Realms Con, and this was back for the first time in a year. Second printing of Monsters, Beasts, and Bastard, which one of our guests tonight has an amazing story in. This sold like gangbusters, or hotcakes, or whatever your favorite expression for things that sell is. It is available for the first time in over a year on the website right now. Order it, get your stickers, and maybe if you order during the show, I will even throw in a drawing. You're going to want this so badly. You've seen The Art of Fugitive Poems by me, the one person you wouldn't want art by. So do that. We got Cats in the chat. Hey, sucker. I can hear him saying it. Welcome, Cats. But now let's get started. We've got writer Michael Barron joining us tonight.
How's it
Hello.
going?
And we have artist, writer, letterer, colorist, pornographer, extraordinaire, good friend of mine, man, that I absolutely love, Mr. Jack Van Thomme.
You listed a lot there, and
It was
if I could count in ordinal fashion, I would tell you which one I took exception to. I would never. For everybody out there, Cats specifically, I've never met this person. I don't know them. I would never want to be described as a letterer. It's disgusting. It's repugnant. It's vile. It's fine. It's whatever.
I knew it. I knew that would be.
I know. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, welcome. Jack Van Thomme has been on the show before. He was on for Concrete Arcanum. He was on also for Oh My Lord, My Just Blanked with Doug Wood for
In the Pale
Moonlight.
It's a great book. I don't have it with me because it's out of arm's reach. Stubby arms. It's like 3 feet away, but I don't want to lean, so it's cool.
The T-Rex arms.
It's very small. Yeah, I know. It's tough.
It is amazing the art he gets out of those T-Rex arms. So you guys are here with a really, really cool project that in all our advertising I made light of and focused on marriage jokes. But there's so much more to it. Michael, this is your baby. And I first of all, welcome to the show. It's really great to finally meet you.
Thank you. It's my twisted, weird baby that I brought along.
Yeah. The comic is called, it is a one-shot comic, and it is called The Secret Lives of Demon Hunters. And I am getting you folks the link right now, because let me tell you why. Let's share before we find out about this. I've just put the link in the chat. Let's take a look at this bad boy. And I want to point something out here. This has only been up a day. And if I could do math, I would tell you how close it is to the goal. But I know it's within just a few hundred. And that's why I teach English, because I can only surmise what mathematics might be. But folks, could we fund during this show? That would be amazing.
That would be.
What I want you to do, get over here, get over to the link I just put in, order your copy, and there's some fucking cool tiers here, including a bunch of Jack's art and Michael's writing. A lot of great stuff that you can gather here. And then you are going to jump in the chat and tell us what tier you ordered at and your mother's maiden name and social security number. And that would be and first pet, for name of first pet. So that would be phenomenal.
4 and last 12 of credit card.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, that'd be great.
Sorry, I just need to get that in there. That would be super cool.
By the way, you do know cats.
I know David Cat.
Done art for me.
Yeah, well, I was generous to call it art. That's very sweet of you. I do remember. It's like if someone said, "Oh, Christian, you've written for me." That a very kind. There's lack of English words to describe that gradient between scrawling on a bathroom wall and what I've done for your art. But anyway, I appreciate it. Yeah,
I actually can. I slammed my face against the keyboard and then it sent. It's been a tried and true method for me. So folks, The Secret Lives of Demon Hunters is what we're talking about. The Kickstarter is in the chat. Back this book. Let's get this fucker funded. It's been out there for like a day, maybe a day and a half now. And there's already 35 backers. It's within spitting distance of funding. Let's get this funded and let's talk about why it should be. Michael, what is The Secret Lives of Demon Hunters?
The secret lives, the secrets behind Demon Hunters' lives is that they're ordinary people. And so,
all right, folks, the show's over. He's giving us the secret.
There's the shitty show. So basically it's a story about Ashley and Jordy, who are a married couple who hunt monsters in their spare time. And over the course of one night, they encounter, it's supposed to be just a normal gig for them, but on one night they encounter something that they're just not expecting, and it disrupts them, both their personal lives as well as their marriage. And so there is a lot of demon stuff that goes on in there, but we also get to know these characters pretty well.
Folks, I've had the honor of reading this comic, and it is beautiful, and the story is deep. When I hear a story is dealing with a horror theme and a life theme, you know, you always have that. What's the balance going to be? Did they figure it out? This is balanced perfectly. The two themes tie together. They reflect on each other, and every second of it is engaging and enthralling. You accomplished this balance, Michael, so impressively. What made you come up with this married couple, give them this job and give them this marriage struggle?
Well, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I've been writing recently have been from the point of view of like creatures, non-human entities. Like the project that Jack and I worked on in the past was told from the point of view. It's sort of like a twisted Toy Story kind of thing, a teddy bear that's trying to get the other toys to rise up against.
I like that a lot.
So I wanted to get the people who kind of react to these individuals, to these creatures. So Demon Hunters. Well, how do I relate to these characters? Well, I'm married, and so let's see what it's like if a married couple go after these creatures together, and like how that affects them and the relationship and everything. I've described this as something is killing the children with the relationship drama of Saga.
That's an excellent description of it. Folks, as always, this is the kind of incredible indie content, comic content you get. Like, subscribe to the channel, like the show, hit that bell so you can get reminded every time we're about to start. I am booked out through, I think, August or September now. We've got a ton of great people like Michael and Jack. You want to be involved in this. So like the show, ring the bell. Jack, at what point were you brought on to this project? Had Michael written the entire script and Michael have the idea? When did you jump in?
Yeah, so Mike had reached out after we did, excuse me, after we did Patch's Rebellion, and he had the script kind of fully formed, ready to go. And so he got in touch and he said, I've had another artist working on the pages here, and I'll let him tell the story of why that doesn't work out. But he reached out to me and he said, I'm looking for somebody who can kind of match what I'm going for, like match the energy, match the vibe of the story that I need. And I'm always flattered when someone reaches out to me because they like the work that I do or they like the style. And when he reached out, I was like, okay, let me take a look at the script. And there are some darker themes, some tones that in our horror Toy Story thing, I don't know that you would have gotten a full picture of that, right? Because that's part of what I do is I try to cover range with my art. And so when he reached out, I was like, okay, well, this is going to be an interesting one. This is a good project to work on, one that's got some depths that I know I can hit, and pretty excited. So long way of saying, I think he reached out with a script in hand, and a really good one at that, and gave me the chance to help pitch in where a previous artist wasn't able to do that so successfully. So
Why?
Obviously,
we don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but was there an issue of connecting?
Moving?
Yeah. Don't
give name and address then. No. Was there an issue connecting emotionally with the content?
No, there was this thing right behind me, not demo, AI. We were within the finish line of that. I got all these pages in. I was like, okay, this is going great, all that stuff. And we were within the finish line, and it came out that this individual was using AI, had not disclosed it to me. That was not a fun moment. Let's say. Yeah. A few of my friends heard a bunch about that. So then I got some sense knocked into me, and I was like, why don't I just go with Jack? He did such a great job and Jack did an awesome job with like pairing my words with his art. Like he did an excellent job.
Well, it's actually a little known fact that AI is using Jack.
I was thinking, I'm fundamentally the opposite of AI. There's nothing artificial about me, and there's nothing intelligent about me. So there's that we can hit. Yeah, you don't take a sip before I start talking. That's on you. I don't know what's going on. Also, Claudio's in the chat. I feel like this is a problem. We haven't acknowledged this. Is there a mute button for the audience?
Claudio's one of my favorites.
I know Claudio's
kind sirs.
But I got to see. Oh God, I'm gonna
Appreciation Society.
Yeah, this is great. No, the thought of using AI and keeping it quiet. Yeah, no, there's nothing quiet about AI anymore. With how it shows up in people's art, it is it's pretty insidious, and the environmental sides of it, the ecological impact of it all. But for me, as like an artist, and I'm sure you can all relate as fellow creatives and things like that. The promise of what it's supposed to do for helping people in the creative process, ideation, whatever it is just it's antithetical to telling a story, right? It's fundamentally human, connecting one brain to another with the words on the page and the pictures on the page. And if you're going to supplant that by using AI, I mean, what's the point? I just don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. Sorry. When I'm doing dishes or whatever, or doing the laundry or cleaning the cat's litter pan, I'm like, why can't AI do this and give me more time to do what I love? And instead it seems like it's doing the opposite kind of thing. I don't know if I trust AI to clean my cat's litter pan, honestly, but maybe the dishes.
So I've been sending out short stories to various magazines, and so they all check here if you didn't use AI, which is very funny. Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, sure. How many people are being honest? But there is one I can't remember which one, or I would totally shout them out. They're like, listen, no AI, but except if you pay an extra $10 to submit, then we will accept an AI story.
I've
I
seen
was hysterical. I was like, there's a handling of principles.
I've seen one short story publisher. I can't remember which one. This is the opposite. This basically like, check here saying I've not done AI, and if we catch that you have, you owe us $500.
Oh hell yeah!
Holy crap!
And I'm like, okay, that probably would not uphold in a court of law. I don't know, but like, still, that's ballsy. Like, that's good for them.
Yeah, no. If you want to use an AI story for us to consider, send an extra $10. Jack, you said something that's so important to me. The storytelling is one of the most human things that we do. It's how we connect. It's how when strangers meet or strange cultures meet, we begin the process of understanding each other is by telling stories. You don't walk up to someone and immediately get their resume and give them yours. You say, oh, dude, where'd you get that sandwich from? I had a sandwich like that once in Baltimore, right? And you start telling whether it's an idiotic or mundane or a fascinating story. We share our experiences, and that's how we really get to know somebody. When I'm writing, I don't know my characters until I start writing dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I have to hear how they speak. And the idea of putting this through, getting a script out of AI, it certainly can pull from the best examples in history. But it is artificial intelligence. There is no humanity there. And it's not creating with the desire to communicate a particular concept, feeling, emotion, or experience, unless it's been told that's what it's doing.
Right. There's no novelty to it.
Yeah.
No,
right?
not at all. Yeah, and it's all references. It's like the way that you always joked about pitching movies in Hollywood. All right, it's Die Hard meets Just Like Heaven.
Literally what I just did.
Meets the Smurfs, right? Right, but that's how they come up with the concept. Rather than you explaining what you've made, that's how they would pitch a new idea. We're going to make that. These three movies were successful, therefore, right? And that's sort of what AI is doing. All right, so we've got. Let's get back here to speaking of AI. Let's get back to the devil's work here. Why demons? Why not vampires? Why not werewolves? Why not people fresh back from Epstein Island? Why demons?
Well, actually, if I'm being honest, a spoiler alert, a family of vampires may or may not make a slight cameo in this book. However, demons, because at least from my point of view, demons are a little bit more vague than those other things. I feel like that demons is more of a catch-all, and that the characters in this story, even though they hunt demons, they might not 1,000% understand them. And so therefore it's a little bit vague what is, we do definitely meet a demon in this story, but it's a little vague exactly what's going on and what exactly they encounter.
All right, I've got not a spoiler alert because we've already brought this up, but you're describing demons, and it's not the obvious joke you're going to think I'm making. Okay. And I'm thinking about marriage. We get married, but we may not understand exactly what marriage is. And you nailed that parallel in this comic. Folks, you're here going, all right, I wanted demons, and you're talking about married people troubles? No, you have no idea. You have no idea what this really is, how it's woven together, how Michael is written, and how Jack has brought it to the fore. It's so cool. By the way, we've got Claudia saying, Rufus, I feel we should roll with Die Hard Feels Like Heaven, the Smurfs. There's a 15-issue series in there. Claudia said, what some people don't get is that the artist is not just telling the story. They're giving you the feeling of the story, the experience of it. And Jack said, the artist is connecting the reader to the world and informing them so much of the setting, the ambiance, and the tone isn't present in the dialogue. Yes, absolutely. So this idea of fighting something, right? You're the expert, but you really don't know everything about it because you can't. And that's a fear factor now.
You can't, or you choose not to. You know,
Mm.
because I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that like this is the kind of topic that our heroes could like go to the library and necessarily be super easy. But there's also, if you're hunting something, do you want to see things from its point of view?
That's interesting. That's interesting. And there's one of the things, Jack, I was really excited about was how you handled the back and forth in time elements. Tell me a little bit about aging characters up and down visually, so
Yeah,
that we know who they are.
that's always a tricky thing too. I mean, the classic tried and true methods in comics that you look at where, you know, you have a character who has a scar at age 6 and they have the bigger scar at age 36, right? That's just how things work. To some extent, I tried to be as realistic and grounded and minimal in a lot of ways, right? There's not a huge cast of characters, and so a part of this is just not only making sure similar features feel similar, their nose feels the same, but it's slightly bigger over time, right? But also, you know, using some of those visual references for like posture and body language. So Ashley's a prime example. Her face, the way it faces in certain panels, the expressions that she makes and the way she makes them, we don't get a lot of her at a younger age, but when we do, showing the way that she makes her eyebrows, you know, hold a specific shape, those elements I think are just as much of a signature as the physical features themselves, right? The way that your face looks, there might be more subtlety to it as you get older, but the way that we carry ourselves is a good way of showing that even if the features are not identical, because who looks like they did at age 6 aside from you, Christian, fountain of youth? I know. Drop the skin.
Same goatee.
Same goatee as age 6. That's true. Yeah, I was gonna say same club foot, hook hand, but I don't know that you have either of those two things. Fine. No, okay. We don't talk about it. All right. But you know, the idea of aging a character up is really as much about showing what's the same, showing those features, again, like how they move their body, how they move their face, as it is about retaining as many features as you can while knowing that, you know, their hair length is going to change or whatever. So that's always a fun challenge. But, you know, the way Mike wrote it gave me a lot of opportunities to give visual signals as well, just in the composition of the panel that, you know, these characters are the same and now you're seeing another version of them.
Do you find yourself drawing experience on their face as well? So this little girl was not always engaged with the demons, and when it did happen, this changed something about her. Do you find that there's an emotional element to the way you draw the face?
Yeah, certainly. I think a part of it, not necessarily the face, but just like the whole body, right?
Demeanor.
You know, when you look at the younger Ashley, she's got kind of more frizzy, unkempt, almost like, you know, eccentric hair, right? It's just like a bushier head of hair. And then as she gets older, there's this more practical, shortcut, kind of not a bob, but a little bit of a shoulder length cut that is simpler, easier to maintain, things like that that go along with this experience of, I don't have time for a more like, I'm not going to put a Dyson Airwrap on and get those like lustrous curls or anything like that. I'm going to be efficient about how I'm presenting myself and that sort of thing. So the way that you draw a character and the way that you draw experience on their face is by showing the lessons that they've learned and showing how, you know, and there's interactions between her and Jordy where, you know, they're fighting or they're having a conversation that's tense, and you see the way that their expressions carry not just the moment itself, but also how there's like this pent up energy that is being worked out now. And so, you know, you show that experience by showing how they react and how, you know, this might be the 10th time they've had this conversation. And so it's not as explosive, but it is just as simmering and just as intense.
So, Michael, hearing how Jack does this visually, how do you connect with the characters on that level? Because there is a moment that occurs that is withheld from us at some point, trying to be very cagey here, and there's weight to it that we need to feel before we even know what caused that weight to be there. Let me ask you this first.
Okay.
Who did you connect more with, Ashley or Jordy, as you were writing?
Ashley.
Why?
Which is odd because people who've read it say that they think of me as being like Jordy. But I definitely connected with Ashley more because even though they're both experts, they both know this world. I feel like she knows a little bit more about the world, or at least on a different level than he does. And by the end of the comic, we understand why. And also she was just this character that I feel like he has been through stuff, but she's been through more. And so she was definitely, it started off when I was writing this, that they were both like evenly main characters, and they still are, but she just pushed maybe a little bit on ahead.
Yeah, she runs, she is the spearhead of the piece, absolutely, and a powerful character. Let's take a look at this puppy. Let's look at some of this art we're talking about. And Michael, tell me, you decided on demons.
Mhm.
What kind of research did you do?
Well, to be honest, like with this one, I did do a little bit of research, but it was mostly, this might sound a little weird, but these were my demons that I was writing.
Okay.
These were kind of like demon, because like, and I even talked to Jack about this. Like, I wasn't really looking for a whole ton of like horns or flames or anything like that. I wanted something that was kind of in the direction, almost like a, not quite Lynchian, but kind of that direction, where stuff is going on, but we never really see the whole picture of what's happening. That these are things that are still, even to the experts, a little bit in the shadows and a little bit mysterious as far as full intentions and everything. And also, can I just say, I love the illustration of that house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've got Claudio in the chat saying that is interesting. Could the writers sometimes connect with a character that is different than them rather than the one that is similar to them?
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, I feel like ironically, when I write characters that are more similar to me, it's like, okay, I mean, they're cool kind of thing. But once I write a character that has some major differences, but maybe some similarities to me, like that's when I feel like I really do connect with the character.
But I could never write memoir. I teach memoir writing. I guide people professionally, both as college students and as clients of mine, through writing their memoirs, and incredible work has come out of it. I understand it implicitly. I cannot write it because I do not, on any level like that, give a shit about my own life. So I always connect with these wild characters that are either totally different from me or my id, my secret desires being acted out. And then I punish myself for them through the events that occur to the characters. So yeah, I absolutely am not looking for the me in the comic. I'm looking for the someone else. Did you do any research into exorcism or demonology, or did you just create the concepts that you wanted?
To be honest, it was mostly me. I kind of wanted to stay away from, and I'm sorry to interrupt. That right there is one of my favorite images that Jack did for this.
Yeah. Beautiful.
You know the one I'm talking about. I mean, there are a few later on that I mean, I love all of it, but that are also extremely strong. But I didn't put that on those on the internet for free. But sorry, where I was going with that is I kind of wanted to stay away from established religion and established like traditions as far as demonology go. Like, I mean, and I get like that might make some people connect with it somewhere, that kind of thing. But I kind of wanted this to be like the character's own thing, their own world. They do make reference that they have a contact who's a priest. But other than that, like the exorcism that takes place is more just them forcing the demon out their own way.
I have actually my buddy, our senior editor, Mark Capitelli, has read it. My buddy Eric has read it. I've got a novel I'm getting ready to shop, and it involves witches.
Oh, cool.
And witches have never been a primary of interest to me. I'm down for whatever, but it's not something I've written about before. The story just happened, and that's what it was. And my brain, I tend to jump in and say, all right, let's find some cool shit from history to plug it in. And I made a conscious decision on this novel not to do that. I said, all right, I've got 49 years of pop culture and literary information, Young Goodman Brown, whatever the fuck I've got in my head about witches. And let's just do something. Not beholden, not referencing, not utilizing mythology. Let's just see what comes out of me. And I had so much fun doing that rather than trying to say, all right, well, I got to stay within this lane here because this is how people understand witches. And I like that you're doing the same thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't want to risk this turning into an Exorcist spoof, which is kind of what if we got into them like invoking actual religion. So I mean, so basically they do use holy water, but they also use tasers. So it's their own way of hunting demons.
Well, if you throw the holy water on first and then use the taser, that's hella effective.
It accentuates the power.
The power of Christ electrocutes you. So Jack, we're looking at this image, and oh, by the way, folks, like, subscribe, ring the bell so you know every time the show is going to be on. We've got incredible guests doing incredible things, and the link to this Kickstarter is in the chat. Go back it right now. Back it right now, and let us know what level you backed it at. Let's get this fucker funded. Get your demons now. You've got your own demons. You have all your own demons. You got to be bored with them by now. Get some new demons. Order this book. 24 pages, one shot, the entire story in one shot. That's rare now. Everything's sequels and prequels, and no, boom, you're going to have an experience, man. That was the goal with Blood Valkyrie in Vegas. This is, pardon me, one story in one issue.
Yeah,
you know how hard that is? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Like, I mean, of course, I do have plans for my own series, but I just wanted something where it's like, okay, beginning, middle, and end. You don't need to do research. You don't need to like Wikipedia a whole bunch of stuff. This is
as a lover of reading, I'm now desperately looking for shit that's not a series. It's like, if I read this book, am I now beholden to 10 other books? Or can I just have a great experience and move on?
Yeah. This has happened to me a number of times where I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm enjoying it, all that stuff. We get up to the end, I'm expecting the climax, and then it's just like to be continued. I'm like, dude, like, and it's like in front hand, it's like I get it, but on the other hand, it's also like I really thought I was expecting an ending, and now I'm just getting like a, not that.
Well, it's extra frustrating for me because I believe much older than you, and the old memory ain't what it actually ever was. And anytime it's like to be continued, I'm like, you motherfucker, by the time the next one comes out, I am not going to have a clue what happened to the previous one. We've got Claudio in the chat saying, no offense, but it really scares me, Christian, what comes out of you. And Jack replied, that is what his doctor said at the last chat. And that was an unfortunate joke and hurtful because it's accurate. Jack, I love the angles you come up with. So whenever I do a script for Jack, I throw in, I see it my way, and I throw in the angles that I imagine, but I am never locked into them because Jack has these great ideas for perspective and really, how do you show everything that needs to be shown in the most interesting way? I'm looking at this center panel, and it is tremendous. Was that described that way in the script, or did you decide that this was the way to go, or how did you two come up with this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think, now that's not to say Mike's writing isn't top tier, high quality writing, because truly, I have many qualms. I've been trying to pick fights over the past couple of weeks here, and I'm doing a good job. I have many qualms with writers, a lot of them having to do with M dashes, spelling, formatting, all that. But Mike is a fantastic writer because he gives you the right amount of information but doesn't overprescribe. And in this case, I don't really think he gave me a specific angle to look at. I think he said there is a burned runic symbol, something on the ground, and she is present in the room, or we have a sense of where it is. And then I was left to my own devices to kind of fill out the scene. And I think for a lot of frankly, for a lot of more amateur artists, that can be a real challenge, is to try and figure out how to show everything. And something I go back to a lot is this idea of indicating and illustrating versus, representing and giving a feeling. So, a very illustrative or indicating focused approach to this would be to show the entire circle, top down, bird's eye view, flat. And that feels static and boring to me. That feels not like you're entering the room. It feels like you are telling me that this is what I'm supposed to be seeing, and now I've seen it. Great. That's like a symbol. But for me, it's more appealing to even have the edges cropped out just a little bit, to have this air of suspicion, this idea of, there's something here, and I know that it's, kind of unnatural. And then to show how she looks at scale in the room, and then to fill it with a little bit of detritus along the way, and to kind of give this sense that something's happened here, and maybe it's not perfectly intentional. So I came up with a lot of that angle, and it was really designed to place the emphasis on the room, but also her relationship to the space.
Claudio says Jack used actual reference for this. He performed the ritual recently. Don't ask who he performed on.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, upstairs we're getting remodeled right now for that specific reason. It's I'm just gonna say we're gonna miss you, Pep. It's fine.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do for your art. By the way, a really weird side note here. That shot makes me want another comic from you and Michael. That's a Western. I don't know what it is about that shot, but I want a saloon. Now, I want a saloon scene.
Walking, I was gonna say that's the saloon door scene right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's scroll down a little further here, and
we could go up just a little bit. So that bottom panel just below the big one with the figure on the floor, if we could go down a little bit, there we go. That third panel right there. I think that image sums up the way Jack just did an excellent job with the tone of the story, and what I was talking about a moment ago with this, just like there is stuff going on. We see a lot of it, so we can see there's someone else in this other room, but we don't really know what it is. It's like kind of a little in the shadows, and I think that image definitely kind of sums up that tone. And Jack did
well, and the use of the Dutch angle is excellent, and much better than what Jack's wife complains about a great deal is his use of the Dutch oven. But no, it absolutely. I know I've done wrong, and there's something wrong with the panel. I think that's excellent. And I'm sorry, you know what? Let me go up a little bit because I didn't realize how much I could zoom in last time I showed this. So this is the panel we've spent a bit of time talking about. But if we go down further, here we talk about a little girl to woman, and Jack actually showed that in these two beautiful panels. And I love, Michael, the way that you write this, where we've got the bubble in the left panel and the caption in the right as we are back in time. This is a beautiful page of people talking. And folks, I want to let you know that censoring that you're seeing it will not be in the comic.
That was for Kickstarter.
No! Here's me. Couldn't hit the mute button fast enough. But yeah, that will not be in the comic. And look at this absolute wonderful art. Tell me, Michael, a little bit about the setting. Folks, by the way, get over there. Let's give you the link again. Go order this comic. By the way, this is not expensive. This is not expensive. If you want just the comic, I got the signed physical comic. We're talking $14. He is giving away the store here. Folks, $14. That's it. Go get your copy right now. And if you're smart, you'll scroll down and you'll get some of the other tiers, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But $14, you get this entire experience. Why this setting? Why where they end up going for the exorcism that is going to cost them everything? Why there? Why not a city?
Because it's a creepy farmhouse. I mean, and I love horror that's set in urban areas. I think that is a setting that can definitely be used. But my family owns a farm in Illinois, and I have been out there at night, and it's one of my cousins put it best, where it's just the land out there. It feels old. Like it feels like there is something out there with you. And
ooh.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful place. I love it, but also I've definitely like kind of, and so creepy farmhouse exorcism. I mean, it pulled me right in. How can I say?
Absolutely. Yeah, folks, I want you to hear how Michael's talking. People make fun of writers who don't understand this. He's telling you that the setting he came up with pulled him right in. And Michael, I hear you completely. People are like, my wife will read one of my short stories and be like, "Where'd you come up with that ending?" I'm like, "I don't know. It came out of nowhere." And she's like, "You wrote it. What do you mean?" And I'm like, "I didn't plot it out. I have no idea. I don't know where it's at. The image comes in and you accept it or you reject it. It speaks to you or it doesn't, and you don't know where the fuck it came from." Jack, is there any of that in drawing and making the art that you are surprised by what you start, the direction you start going in, or do you have the image beforehand?
No, I don't have the image beforehand. A lot of the time, I think people would be surprised at how close my thumbnails are to the absolute like final version. And
This
like,
is true.
yeah, it's one of the things that you would know about me with all the time that I've spent on the Comic Jam is how quickly I progress from start to finish on a page. And that can be very beneficial. Like when things are in a crunch, it can happen quickly. When things are given time to air out, that can take time too. But like even some of these paintings, like to give you an example, this is a 3-hour painting, is detail, but it's
The world of artists just said, "Fuck you, Jack."
well,
That
well,
just
and I know it's
rang
not
through the heavens.
right, and I know it's not photorealistic or anything like that, but it's the idea is when I do a sketch, a lot of the time for a page, it is done fairly rapidly, but it's done with this sense of blocking, the sense of composition, and there's a lot of that comes from just what I think of as being a really attentive student, like someone who continues to learn and continues to study and pay attention. And when you find something that works, I think this is the difference between someone who's a creator and who's a consumer of art, literature, media altogether is a consumer will say, I like that thing because it was novel, it was original, it did X, Y, and Z. And they may have really great articulate terms for why something worked or why something didn't. But a really good creator or a good student, the way that they look at a piece of art or whatever it is they'll say, this works because the composition puts my eye here at this point and puts my eye there at that point. And the more you pay attention to that and the more that becomes a part of your vernacular as a creator, the better you get at creating panels. So that panel that you showed where we're looking down on the burned sigil, that was something that came together really quickly without a lot of guidance because I know roughly I want the first beat to be she is introduced on the panel, which left to right, we're going to see her first. On the right side, we're going to have this slow reveal, this realization of what's there. And then the rest of it can come naturally after that, right? And so you've got this 1-2 rhythm that you're trying to establish. So a lot of that is just practice and repetition, but it's also observing what good art looks like and why it looks like that too.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into this right now because it would be a whole thing. But as a writer and a longtime writer, writing teacher, I have narrowed down 3 elements to tell writers that will automatically make them better at describing things because they can't do 3 things. I take away 3 tools and they then understand the composition of a written description. And I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I can't draw for shit, but I hear exactly what you're saying where you understand the art. You understand how the art needs to work. Mark Capitelli, senior editor of Fugitive Poems and Horse Thief, said, "Fuck you, Jack," rang through the studio apartments.
I mean, that tracks, honestly. Yeah, and of course he follows that up with a very kind less than $15 to support indie comics. What is wrong with you people? Hey, if we had the infrastructure to diagnose and treat all of the maniacs who are even looking at indie comics, I mean, we would be a far better society, but we're not. And so in that case, just support the book or
By now.
yeah,
It's
or
in the chat, people.
yeah,
Click here and tell me where you're backed.
make your own freaking comic. I'm just kidding. You know I don't mean that. You know I mean make your own fucking comic.
Buy ours,
Claudio. Sorry, Michael.
buy ours, then make your own.
And by buying this one, you'll have a better sense of how to make your own. Never ever cook Italian food in a Dutch oven.
Yeah.
I based this on being married to a Dutch. By the way, great panels and angles at the right moment to the story. Well done. Being married to a Dutch.
The phrasing
I
on
am
there tells you he's an artist.
fascinated
Not a
by
writer.
that. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
No, I was gonna razz Claudio. It's fine.
Please do.
Yeah. No, actually, it's more of a razz to the Dutch. As a fellow Dutch, Dutch food's pretty bad. It's rough. I don't. Quality of life in the Netherlands is like top tier worldwide, right? Great stuff like that. However, boy, is some of that food unappealing at best.
You know, I'm a big fan of the show Somebody Feed Phil. Do you know that
Sure.
show?
Oh yeah. Phil Rosenthal, love it.
And it's so funny because every now and he goes to a country, like one of my favorite places in the world, Ireland. And you're like, why, Phil?
Yeah.
There's so many reasons to go to Ireland. It's one of my favorite places I've ever been in my life. But the food is not one of them. Maybe a great breakfast. I like blood pudding. But beyond that, and then you always know what the experience is because he talks more about beautiful places to visit and nouveau cuisine fusion. And you can always tell it's like, whoa, this place isn't quite known for its history of food, but look what cool. Hey, some Asians moved here. Yep. And suddenly we've got some good food.
Food is better.
That's entirely the Netherlands too. You go there, lovely, beautiful, very friendly people, all that kind of stuff. And then you have the food that is native to that area, bitterballen. If you haven't heard of it, it's like a thickened gravy that's deep fried. And you might think, oh, that sounds good. It's not. The textural quality, awful. Anyway, but Indonesian food there, so good. The places that, have this emigration pattern between them, the immigrant populations in those areas bring such good food and so much culture to the area. And it's like, this is what I should go do there is I can look at Van Gogh paintings all day and then have very, very good Indonesian food at night. That's the way to do it.
Is bitterballen when you live like a mean-spirited rap video?
Mm-hmm.
Is
it is that. Yep. I am so happy for you that you got that off. I'm proud of you. I know you're doing your best.
Mark said the best food in Ireland is from the UK. That's the saddest thing I've ever read.
Yeah, that's like a sad 6-word story, but with a lot more of them, huh? Yikes.
Claudia says, I've been in Amsterdam 3 times, but old-fashioned Dutch believe cooking is overcooking by 100 degrees. And Mark said, to a previous point, crazy people with money are adored for throwing it on all kinds of zany things. Don't you wackadoos want to be adored? Throw it at Jack and Michael. Absolutely. And Claudia says, and I love Amsterdam. The weird thing is that that's a feeling he has, not a memory. He's aware that he loved Amsterdam, and he's not quite sure why. But he may have a child there now. Let's take a look at the tiers here. Let's see what you guys have on offer because, see, folks, because I only bring you the best, Michael and Jack are accomplished creatives. And when you look at this campaign, you are going to see that they have they've put a bunch of other stuff that they've made together, and you can get it. Let's take a look. Signed physical copy of the comic is only, hold on, $2 more. This is stupid. I'm gonna be rude to you guys. $2 more than the physical comic. The time it takes for both of you to sign the motherfucker. The mailing that has to happen, that should have been like $20 more, especially because Jack is going to make a big egotistical statement out of his signature.
I'm going to draw on every single one of them. If there's a way to communicate that you want me to draw a top hat on that cover, I'm going to do it. I'll do it.
Oh my Lord, she does need a top hat now that I'm looking at it. Absolutely.
I was thinking of him. He
no, she needs it. Are you two insane? You make comics, of course.
Yeah, the financials don't work out, but we're not economists. We're comics creators.
Now, I want to point out, as someone who understands the situations of other people and is empathetic, that you can get the digital version for $8. And if you get the digital version of a comic, you're a fucking asshole because you should hold it in your hands. But guys, don't let that hold you back. If that's all you can do, do it. Send more money. Get it. But guys, You want to hold the comic. You want to hold it in your hands. You want to turn the pages. You want to see the art on the paper. Michael and Jack didn't just throw this shit together. You want this. You want this something you can go back to easily. You're just gonna scroll. No, open the book, read the book, enjoy the page turns. Do you know how much time writers put into page turns? Come on, people. Then we've got the physical comic for $12. What is this character poster? Because this is bad assery. Let's scroll down a little bit here so people can see it.
With that poster,
big old 12 by 18 in a slightly different style.
Dude, beautiful.
Thank you.
I saw this for the first time today. I had not scrolled down when I ordered it because I already knew I damn well wanted the book. This is beautiful. This is one of your best images, Jack, honestly. I love it. It is so evocative. It's powerful. It's interesting.
It's X-Files inspired. Not
it
really.
Certainly is. I love the skull in there. Yeah, I want to believe. This is beautiful. Absolutely great. So what do you get? You get this poster along with the book.
Yep.
For only $5 more than the book. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Michael and Jack, cover your ears for a second. Folks, I want to tell you that these guys are idiots. And you are absolutely ripping them off by ordering this book. You are stealing from them. Their children are going to starve, whether they have them or not, because you're ordering at these prices. Guys, get in this. Get over to this Kickstarter right now and order. I didn't even realize. I'm going to go change my order because I want this fucking poster, and it's only $5 more. Let's see what else we got, folks. Let's take a look here. You can get it with the original script. $20. You can get 3 short comics by Jack Van Thomme. What do we have here, Jack?
And there's a lot in those comics too.
We got a mix. So 3 short comics implies 3 short complete stories. Instead, we've got a combination of a couple, and one of them is including our good friend Patrick Hicks, who rules. So
love Patrick.
One short story being maybe a teaser or a starter to a much larger story that I plan on telling down the line, but it is in itself a self-contained 10-page story. Let's just say it's about a young person who had potential when they were younger, who is rediscovering their purpose and their potential later on, and may have some Pokemon and The Office style pastiche in it. It's good fun. There's also this story called Crossed, which is a project that Patrick and I put together. It's an 8-page story, very much also a pastiche of classic X-Men, but also with a very heartfelt, I want to say like trap room kind of a setup between 2 characters in the middle of this big fight. It's lovely. The art style is a little bit Saturday morning cartoon. I think if you've had a look at it, it's really good fun. And then the last one is a collection of a bunch of 1-page comics that I've written. Not any of their favorite recurring characters that probably deserve their own collection, but some of the ones that I feel the most proud of that are, I think, worth collecting. So, all of that's included there. And I don't know, if you don't like them, too bad. Ask me to write something else.
And they'll do it. And that's something about Jack, is that he is almost as good a writer as he's a letterer. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, well, don't need to insult me. Talk about my coloring next. Actually, please don't. That would actually really hurt my spirit.
Folks, we're going to have to shut off the screen share for a minute and have a moment. Something has happened on this show. Something momentous has happened. And I know that there have been many before it, but I think this takes the cake. I think we have received the nerdiest single statement ever made. And I love you, Claudio, but I have to call this out. The red light district in Amsterdam is home to the oldest comic book shop in the world. I hope you can feel the nerd in here. There are women in every window,
right,
offering things that you never even thought of. Drugs, all the possible.
Sure.
What does it say about me that now I want to visit Amsterdam? Now that I know that.
Claudio goes on spring break, and he is so excited. And I'm going to tell a brief sojourn just to demonstrate the kind of skill that I have as a writer here. I'm coming up with this on the spot. Claudio has and seems like the type of person who goes to Miami for spring break. He packs his swim trunks and a couple other things, and he is so excited when he hears the sound of youth. A keg is open. Somebody says, "Put your top back on, Steven," or whatever. They're so excited. And he rushes down and he says, "I'm ready." And he pulls out his metal detector and he says, "You never get more jewelry than when there's people out here on spring break." Good for you, Claudio. I love you, buddy.
Mark says the comic geekdom flows strong in this one, and I think Jack has just given an excellent example of that. Lambic is near the red light district. Oh, so he didn't even get over to the red light district. Claudio, I love you so much, and I hope this hasn't hurt our friendship. But I am so proud that on this show we got this statement. This is magnificent. We should probably talk more about the comic. I mean, Michael, would you agree that was worth the break?
Oh, God, yeah.
All right, so let's see. We got author feedback.
Yep.
For $100, Michael will take a look at a picture of you and tell you how you should feel about yourself. Did I get that right?
I'm very gentle. Don't worry. But no, I have run writers' workshops at where I work. I am very used to giving feedback. Once again, I'm usually nice about it. But yeah, feel free. If you're doing a comic book script up to 48 pages, if you're doing a short story or part of a novel you want to send me, feel free up to 20 pages. I'd be more than happy to take a look at it. And of course, you get all that other really cool stuff too.
Folks, I always offer this on our campaigns as well. It's a really cool opportunity. People putting out, and let me say this actually. I'm going to vouch for Michael, and my father told me never to vouch for anybody, so I'm breaking a rule here. I'm going to vouch. I have read Michael's writing, not just this. I've read a couple of things. Michael's published at Uncharted magazine. Michael's an accomplished writer. An opportunity for only $100 to have your story. You get your friends to read it, and maybe one of them's an asshole, but that doesn't mean that commentary was more valuable. Most people are just going to tell you wonderful things about yourself. You get it in front of someone who doesn't know you but genuinely wants to help you. It really is huge because we talked about this. Jack and Michael both talked about understanding the composition, the construction of art. And Michael can really help you here. And I think this is a very awesome thing to offer, and I recommend it very highly. I hate you all. And you are lying about people liking me. I got the footprints on my back to prove it.
Well, that's like the 2 footprints in the sand thing, right?
Yeah.
Jesus was carrying me over you, Claudio. So thank you for protecting his feet from the hot, hot sand.
Who needs tatas? Mark said. They've got the entire Love and Rockets collection on the show. Mark says Claudio is awesome, and he's one of us.
I wouldn't associate with that. Don't speak for yourself, Mark.
All right, now, what is this? What are you guys doing?
I need to update. I should update this because it says limited to 4 backers. 2 of these have already been taken, so we only.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best tier, and I'm going to take credit for it because I did invent it.
This is all Jack. Yeah.
With the project that I worked on with Doug, which perhaps there's discussion of the next issue on that at some point here. We had put together a tier for custom comics to be made. 1-pagers being the lifeblood of the Comic Jam and a lot of indie comics people's portfolio, right? A quick, 5 or 6 panel kind of a thing to show that you can tell a story beginning, middle to end. And if you really like Mike's writing and you really can tolerate my illustrations, this is a really good way to get a story that could be about whatever. You could say, I want this to be horrifying. I want you to draw whatever, right? I want you to make this the cutest story you possibly can, and we'll do it. Tell us the subject matter, tell us the theme. It's a back and forth process to get a 1-page comic created, and it's yours. It's doesn't go public. It doesn't go anywhere aside from to you. You can print it out. It'll be all sized right, everything like that. CMYK, all the good stuff that needs to be in it. And it's something I've done in the past and have really enjoyed. And I never see this in a Kickstarter. It's always like, we've got 150 pages and you can buy them for this amount of money. This is like, no, if you really want to show that you support the book and you need the work done, or you want to see a cool story, this is a great way to get it done.
I love that. I think this is so cool. And folks, by the way, an incredible gift. Jack and I met working. I wrote a script for the Comic Jam that was dedicated to my wife. And Casey said, I know exactly the guy to do it. And that guy wasn't available.
Right. I knew it. I know you. Who says writer can be original? No, don't worry about it.
That guy was Jack Van Thomme, who for years after that I called Jack Van Thomme. And he understood what I was going for and made this comic that I gave as a gift to my wife. And she was astounded by it because I hadn't written a comic about death and murder and mayhem like I normally do. And Jack had done a beautiful job with it. And I can tell you, maybe if I remember, I'll put it in the comments. I don't know if you can put an image in the comments on YouTube or a link to it, and you'll see the quality. It's a great gift. Give someone a 1-page comic about them or about something they love that was made fucking for them is incredible. And if I would trust anyone with it, would be these two gentlemen or this one gentleman and this artist. Claudio said, Jesus carried you to hell because his dad told him to. Shit's getting mean in here. Folks, we've got an incredible project here. It is, I'm going to put it back in the chat. Here's the link in the chat. Get in there, order yourself this comic. I'm telling you, sometimes the people that come on the show, I've seen their work before, but I haven't seen the latest thing that they're doing. And I try to always say which situation I'm in. Thanks to Michael and Jack, I got to read this early, even watch part of it blossom. And it's great. I sat there reading this thing on my computer, wishing I had it in my hands. And the minute this Kickstarter kicked in, I ordered because I want this on my shelf. I want to own this. It's an entire story in one 24-page comic. Jack's art is magnificent. It always is. And man, have I become a fan of Michael. Michael's writing is great. There is a depth to these characters. This is a fun comic. It's wild. It's fucked up. It's surprising. It takes turns and it's deep. And these characters are going to get into you. Where at the end of the comic, you're going to be sitting there thinking where you stand, who you stand with, and what that means about you. And it certainly does delve into the absolute horror of marriage. No, that's terrible. So, Michael, anything else we need to know about you, where you're going to be, what you're going to do?
Well, right now you're looking at it, but if you want to more,
I'll be in this room.
About if you want to learn more about all the other cool stuff, because I do have a few more things lined up that are coming up for me, you can find me at michaelbarronauthor.com. And you can sign up for my newsletter, and it's a monthly newsletter. I promise I am not going to just randomly spam you or like that. But what you get, obviously you get updates on like what I'm working on and stuff like that. But you also, you mentioned like you don't really do memoir or anything like that. I can't really do nonfiction that well, but what I do is I get across like advice on storytelling through writing these fun little short stories. They're like basically dialogues between me and the voices in my head because I'm a writer. And that is much more fun and interesting to write. Hopefully it's also more fun and interesting to read than like the dull, like, this is why your show don't tell, like, that kind of
right.
We've already read kind of thing. So you've got that. And I also list a couple like literary agents or comic book publishers that are open for submissions that month, that kind of thing. So definitely sign up for the newsletter. You can also find me on Blue Sky. What I'm doing for the campaign, which is still just started. I am going to be posting 24 things I learned about writing my first 24-page comic. So I'll be doing that on Blue Sky for the rest of the campaign. I've done one, and we've got more coming up.
So, folks, if you go to the chat, michaelbarronauthor.com, just click on that link right there and get that newsletter and get on this. Jack Van Thomme, what do we do? I got to ask, you're a comic book guy, and yet behind you, I see all these beautiful paintings that you've clearly bought from a gallery somewhere.
I bought a lot of these. Let's see. Is there any? Give me a second. There's some really good ones here. Give me 1 second. I'll yell while I'm off camera here. You'll enjoy.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put in the chat, by the way.
Yeah.
Fugitive Poems, 4th free zine, only available to our mailing list subscribers. Go to fugitivepoems.com and sign up. Just came out. If you want a taste of what this might be like, click on that link and you get issue 3. You'll see what issue 3 looks like. Guys, if you are a member, fugitivepoems.com, and you subscribe totally free, every month, I stopped doing a newsletter because it was just me advertising shit. And I wanted to do something else. So we put together a zine. And you can get short stories, original art, original photography, the whole 9 yards. Click on that link. You'll see what it is. Sign up and get issue 4. Jack, what do we got?
Paintings, bunch of them. I've been mostly stepping back from doing some more one-pagers and things like that on the Comic Jam. Probably will have something coming up this week, though, which is cool. But in the interim, have been very much engaging with like traditional art, traditional media. So I have a art fair that I'll be doing in a couple weeks, just a small suburban one. But I still do have a project that Doug Wood and I worked on in the Pale Moonlight, which is available. Yeah, can be bought by literally just reaching out to me directly, and then I'll send it to you for probably free.
How do we reach out to you directly?
They would find me on Instagram is probably the best way. So you go to instagram.com/real_JackVT. You find me there, aside from all the other fake Jack VTs, and I'll be so nice and friendly, and then you'll get really sick of me. So yeah, good place to find me. But in addition to all of that, there's projects that I've been talking about and working on, smaller anthology pieces with a couple folks from the Jam, as well as other spots who have reached out to me for different projects. A project that you and I have been chatting about for a while, which we'll talk about at a later date and will be super fun and interesting. I'm excited to talk more about it because there's some cool stuff coming up. So
Jack and I have a project that I cannot wait, and I wrote with Jack in mind. There's never been a version of this that didn't have Jack's art in my brain. We got some cool stuff coming up there. Folks, I put Jack, Mark, Jack is too humble. Wow, hold on. Jack is too humble. We are all sick of him already. I can sicken people faster than anyone you know, he said. So I'm not going to make the obvious fast and marriage joke that is right there. Folks, this is Michael Barron. This is Jack Van Thomme. These are incredible indie artists. You've seen Jack a number of times. You're going to see Michael, I hope, a lot more. I'd love to have you on again anytime. And Claudio said I was sick of him a year ago. And apparently Jack's calling him a hipster. You were sick of me before it was cool. Claudio's still recovering. Folks, thank you so much for joining. Let's do it one more time. Let's put in the chat the link. Folks, order this book. Order this book. It is a one-shot. It's an entire wild experience in one book. No sequel to wait for. No cliffhanger. This happens, and it knocks you on your ass, folks. So this is what I want you to do. Get over there. Go to fugitivepoems.com. Order Monsters, Beasts, and Bastards. Order River. Order Blood Valkyrie in Vegas. Guys, support indie comics. Like, subscribe, ring the bell for this show, and you'll meet more incredible people like these. Michael, Jack, thank you so much for being on tonight.
Thanks for having us.
You're the man.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Christian.
It was great.
Anytime, folks. We are Fugitive Poems, and we make comics.